Hello everyone, this is Abel from Vouch Initiative International, and today I'm here to continue with my committee and lesson.
Hello guys, this is Abel from Vouch Initiative International, and today I'm here to discuss on a simple, interesting topic, briefing what we did in our last episode. Our last episode, we spoke about why do we need an OS, some standard OS features, and Microsoft Windows. But today we are going to talk about Apple macOS, and we are going to look at how desktop run on OS and on Apple hard drive, and some advantage and disadvantages. So we are going to talk about another proper operating system is Apple macOS. This is primarily designed as a desktop operating system designed to run on Apple hard drive. Apple macOS is designed for easy for use, and because you are running on Apple hard drive, you know that the operating system and the hardware of that computer will be extremely compatible with each other. This is also mean you have less support in the industry for application running on that OS than something like Microsoft Windows. And with Microsoft Windows, you can choose the component you would like so that you can build a computer to fit any particular place point. With Mac OS, the only hard drive option you have are those available for Apple. So you may find that Intel hard drive costing a little bit more than if you were to build the system yourself. So this is what we are talking about, the Apple Mac OS. Let's go and look at Linux. When we talk about Linux, we are going to talk a lot about it here. So let's move on and talk about Linux. Another proper operating system is the free operating system of Linux. With Linux, this is no single Linux operating system. Installed, there is a combination of features put together into what the Linux community call distribution. One of the observed advantage of Linux is the cost. This is not cost associated for using or running any application on a Linux operating system. Linux also works on a wide variety of hardware, so you can build your own computer and run a Linux operating system on top of it. And the user community for Linux is very large and wide world. So if you have any question about Linux operating system, there will always be someone willing to help. Let's look at this. Because Linux is an operating system that relies on this user community, there are some limitations to amount of hardware that can be supported. You may find that there is limited drive support from hardware that is not mainstream, especially for customizing or proprietary hardware that might be inside or of laptop computers. You might also find that support option from Linux also limit. This no single company to go through for support. So you have to make sure you have knowledgeable people available to help you with any problem that you might have with the Linux operating system. So we are also going to talk about operating system technology. So we are going to look at how 32-bit versus 64-bit processor specification etc. and etc. One of the diagnostic characteristic of an operating system is the type of processor that is supported by the OS. There are usually two options to close from. One, you have the A32-bit processor or a 64-bit processor. One of the differences between these two is the amount of information that can be processed or stored by the processor. For example, a 32-bit processor can store values that are 2 to the 32nd power, which means you get about 4 billion different values. If you have even seen the amount of available memory that you can put in a 32-bit operating system, you know that it's about 4 gigabytes of memory. And so you can find what 4 gigabyte value costs from a 64-bit processor. Can also store information that 2 to 64 power, which is much larger than our 4 gigabyte value with a 32-bit operating system. In fact, in any 64-bit operating system, it's about 17 billion gigabytes information that can be accessed, which is very different than the 4 gigabytes available in a 32-bit operating system. This means that your operating system run on a 64-bit processor could allow you to install 17 billion gigabytes of memory. In reality, the operating system probably have a much smaller maximum value, although setting much larger than the capacity you would have with a 32-bit operating system. Another important of using 32-bit version over 64-bit operating system are the type of device that you are using in the operating system itself. The device is specially software that allow your operating system to be able to communicate with hardware of your computer. If you are running a 32-bit operating system, you have to use 32-bit drive. If you are using a 64-bit operating system, you have to use drive that are specifically written for the 64-bit OS. You can use 32-bit drive on a 64-bit operating system or version. You will sometimes see the 32-bit as x86. If you are using 64-bit architecture, it's between a 32-bit operating system and a 64-bit operating system are the application that you will run on the OS. You will find that there are some applications that have been written for 32-bit operating system and other applications that have been written for 64-bit operating system. If you are running a 32-bit operating system, you will not be able to run 64-bit application on it. But if you are running a 64-bit operating system, you can run entire 32-bit application or 64-bit application. For example, if you are running a 64-bit version of Windows, you will find that any installed 32-bit application and any 64-bit application will be installed in the program file.
Thank you for watching. Like and share.